Hello students, welcome to how to navigate our English course. In the video that you're about to see, you'll see different English courses being used as examples. The reason why I did this is because many different students are going to be seeing how to navigate Mr. L's courses. They're kind of the same whether it's 6th grade or 12th grade. Just some titles change and then the amount of material might be a little bit different. So I wanted to give you a little heads up about how to navigate this course. Now, I like to make small videos, but this one's going to be a little bit longer just because we have a lot of information to cover. And you're also going to have a quiz at the end of this. So you want to pay attention. You could have this open and go back and forth while you do the quiz. That is okay as well. So what you see in front of you is the English 12A master copy and quite a few different items you'll see in the course. And when we come up to a class like this, you might see this information just be a slight change in it. But for the most part, we'll have all the course information you can find to the guide to all things. And in the case of middle school, it'll be all things language arts, high school, English, and whatever, course level that you're at. And you'll see different things, how to schedule a meeting. We'll talk about that in a little bit because we're doing this at the beginning of the year. We have the video right here. That will be changing over the course of the next couple of days. You'll see a new one there as the school year begins. We are recording once again before the school year starts. The next area that we're going to go, so as you see we have all these different titles. We're going to go into My Wireless Classroom, and the reason why I do that is because My Wireless Classroom has a variety of different items in it. This builds as we go through the school year, constantly adding materials, and in some cases it's redundant. You'll see it in all things English, all things language arts. You might see it in your classroom. But I want to make certain there's enough resources that you have available to you. And so as you scroll down, you see how you can get a hold of me, class-specific items as we build it up, what they're going to be about, what students say, so on and so forth. So that's very important. So taking another look, we're going to go over to Tools for Success. Very important because all of you will need this in one way or another over the course of your class with me. We're going to look at Glossary of Literary Devices. Now this is important because you'll come across terms in class that you may not understand or you need the definition of. And what we're looking at here is a alphabetical list, and if we went to A and we clicked on alliteration, we would come across with this. And it gives us, first of all, the definition. It gives us some common examples. In this case, because alliteration is a stylized device that we use whenever we're writing, especially in poetry. What you'll see is the repetition of sounds in this case. The example they have is using the words that all begin with a B, or you could think of a variety, including the children's nursery rhyme, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. That's alliteration. So it gives you some examples in literature. What's really unique is this one here by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. For those students who are English 12, you will see this as you go through the course. So that's one of the items that's very familiar, very important. Another item that you'll see in the tools, so we're going to click back here. We're going to actually look at both of these, Cite This For Me and Photos for Class. So when you go to a site, a website, you can click on the Cite This For Me and then which type do I need. That could be very difficult. So I'm going to show you even an easier way. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring up a new website. Because we're doing this right before the school year is starting, we know the Minnesota State Fair is going on. So here we go. We're going to the fair. We look for some information. We put it into an essay, and I ask you to show me the proof of where you found the material. So you will have to cite that material. Now there's 57 different ways to cite, or types of items that you can cite, you know, like books, movies, TV shows. It runs the gamut. So how are you going to remember that all? Don't worry about it. What I tell students is go up here, and you see it looks like a little notebook in this blue box. Just click this. And in English, you'll typically, you know, English social studies, you'll use MLA format. In science, you may use the APA format. In some others, you may use the Chicago or Harvard formats, just depending on your teacher. When you go to college, this is an excellent tool to have. But notice right here, as I'm looking at it, for the Minnesota State Fair, if you were going to put this information into your document, this is what you would copy. You just do a little copy, and then you would paste. Okay? A paid version, you could add this to the bibliography to, you know, it'd make it even easier. But, you know, I'm not making you pay for anything. So use it this way. It's pretty easy to do. So let's cite this for me. Let's see, we got here My Wireless Classroom. Before we go to it, you'll notice that we'll have a couple assignments here. Notice these pictures. And this is important. When you're looking for pictures, you want to go to Photos for Class, and then you can put in what picture you're looking for. And the reason why this is important is because if you use a picture that belongs to someone else, they can ask of you, they can ask for money. We're not rich, are we? You know, a few of us have the funds that we can afford to do that. So you want to use photos that are at no cost to you, and you can, you know, type in the information here. What's really great about this site is when you save the picture to your drive, it will also save all the citation material. So you don't even have to worry about going to cite this for me, because it's all going to be on the bottom of the picture. So that's pretty cool. So let's keep on moving forward. Audio, video, this is where you're going to find different things such as podcasts, some additional videos I have. If you don't understand why we do citations, what is plagiarism? It's a 40-minute lesson talking about why we cite material and why is it important. You know, citations, using them is the only way for us to use other people's work without plagiarizing or without stealing it. And such. When you saw the welcome video, I talked about my son being in a band. I actually have a couple of his songs in my Spotify playlist here, so you can always copy this playlist. These are a few of the songs that I like to listen to, and you'll notice that I'm all over the place. You know, you know, Interstate Love Song, you know, some Pearl Jam, some Disturbed, Pink Floyd, Coldplay, then of course Daddy, Jr., and there's so many more. So we're just going to move on real quick from that, but hey, you know, a great way to study is if you like listening to music, having it softly in the background. Another very important item that we do in our class is the English 12A or 12B or Language Arts 6 or Language Arts 7 notebooks. Notebook is very informative. It's going to allow you to know what you need to do in the class and what you need to skip. That's part of it, especially in the lower grades that I'm a teacher of. The other thing that's real important, it's a place to put your notes. Now, when you take a test or a quiz, you can use this notebook. Use it as a resource in our class. So that's number one, important. Number two, you're going to be earning points for turning it in at the end of the course. Now, I don't expect it to be 100% perfect, but if you have it filled in at least 75, 80%, you're going to be able to earn the full amount of points. And we're talking 100 plus points. If you don't use it, you're just throwing away points in the class. So it is very, 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 very important. Have I said it's very important yet? For you to utilize the notebook in class. Now, you're going to have, there's a couple ways to look at it, you know, depending on which class you're in. Make certain that you change the first and last to your actual name. You want to make certain you do that. Also, you're going to be prompted to save it or make a copy of it. So when you get it, notice this here says 6A notebook first last, you know, if it's 12A, 12B, whatever it happens to be. So you're going to want to change it, put the correct names in there. So you want to make certain that you have that. But also look at this. You have a table of contents, so you can jump quickly to an item. So let's use an example here. I'm going to take notes for how society shapes your point of view. I can put my cursor above it, click it with the left cursor. This will come up. This is the link. You can click on it and it will take you to that place in your notebook. Now, if you have the outline, if it's showing up here, you can do very similar items with it. We're just going to scroll down and let's go to the course glossary because this is going to be important. And an example with the 6th grade language arts students, they're going to be reading The Red Badge of Courage, and I've already picked out some words that they need to take a look at. And so I gave the word. 6th grade students would just have to fill in the definition, and they're going to have to fill in the number for the tier. Now, this is important no matter what class you are in. This is going to help prepare you when you take tests for either the state test, the MEAs, or MCAs, excuse me, or if you've taken like an SAT, a PSAT, any of those tests to understand how words are used. And there's 3 different tiers. So like everyday words like lawn, faucet, that'd be a tier 1. If you find the word in academic, you know, language, we're looking like at specific, itemize, evaluate. Those are typical tier 2 words. And if you're looking at an area of study, so like in government, you might talk about legislature, or lava in science, or fuel injection, you know, if we were talking about cars, that's specific. It's very specific. So you want to put what type of tier that you think it is. Now, if I'm looking at extra credit in our course, I'll look at those and see what your thoughts were. I'm not worried if they're right or wrong, but I want you to start categorizing where you might see those words at. So the notebook, very, very important. Now, another item of importance to give you an idea of where you are at in the class. In each of the units, I kind of give you a date when you might want to have things completed by, and you'll see that, you know, either in the information, such as here in week of September 9th, this is Language Arts 6 class, when you're going to have this full unit done. You'll notice that some items are restricted. You know, notice available from, that means you cannot get to this until September 9th. I do not want people working ahead. You can always work from behind, go back and bring stuff up. But I don't want people getting too far ahead. And if you want to work ahead in my classes, just let me know if there is something stopping you within the course, such as these restrictions. Some courses have them, some courses don't. Also notice the welcome unit. Doesn't matter what course you're in, you need to complete the welcome unit the first week that you're in our class. And notice one other thing. What happened to all those boxes that were on the side? Now, when you look, you're going to see the grade book and you're going to see course completion. Those are about the only boxes that are there on the site. You can click where it says show blocks or hide blocks. And, you know, if you hit hide blocks, then it's going to give you the course material a lot more room on your Chromebook. So it's very, very important to do that. Now, in 7th and 8th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, students have direct instruction each day. And if, as a student, you want to talk to me or meet with me, we're going to use the Zoom meeting room to do that this year. In 6th and 7th grade, for those students, you're going to have where it says Zoom Online Classroom and what time that we meet. So you'll click on that. What it'll do is it will launch, you'll get something like this, and then you'll click Open Zoom Meeting and it will go right into the Zoom meeting. You want to get there on time, but don't get there too far ahead because it won't let you into the room. So it's very important that you do that. And then at the end, it'll give you, sometimes it'll give you this, it may give you a poll, it may give you a survey of some type. So that's very important. And as I said, you can schedule the meeting utilizing Zoom. Now, how do you click on schedule a meeting? So when you click on that, we're going to actually open up this, and this is called Calendly. This is my way of setting up a meeting with me. You could see if I'm available or not through either what times are available. So if today was September 12th, this is when I would be available. Or you can look in class, you know, in that welcome to our class video right below it's my availability. So notice on the 12th, 9:30, there's a Language Arts 6 direct instruction. Now there will be another one that will be going there soon. That will be for 7th grade. I do a direct instruction for them at the same time. And when their direct instruction appears, then some of these times will disappear. Now notice this is 9 and 10:40. The 10:40 will disappear with that one, but on a Friday, you're going to see 9, 9:20, 9:40, 10, 10:20, 10:40, 11, and so on. So it gives you an idea of when we can meet. Notice I block out my lunch hour, so we're able to talk. And that's Calendly. That's a way to set up a meeting. I'm going to have that room typically open, so if you want to stop in, you can do that. Send me a little note because I'll see those appointments that are scheduled in advance. I appreciate that, and I also take that into account when I look at extra credit. Last but not least, let me talk a little bit about extra credit. Now, here's an example of some of the ways you do receive or have an opportunity to receive extra credit. Every English student that I teach, I have you do an introductory assessment, and it's done with a program called Reading Plus. It takes about 50 minutes. That's F-I-F-T-Y, 5-0. And what it's going to do is going to look at 3 different areas of your reading skills. Now, it's okay. Don't worry. It's not a test where you got to be perfect. Actually, it'd be great to be perfect, right? But we're not all great readers. You know, I like to read, but I don't consider myself a great reader. But I'm able to read well enough. Now, you're going to be looking at, or we are going to be looking at, what is your motivation? So as you complete questions, if you're completing them too quick or taking too long to complete them, it's telling us little things about your motivation, whether you're not motivated or you're just dragging it out. Another area is vocabulary. What level of vocabulary do you possess? And the third is, how well do you comprehend the passages that you read? Now, for some students, we'll utilize this for our elective, number 1, in either the Online Literacy Prep, which is a high school elective, or Reading Plus, which is a middle school elective. to help you if you want to increase your reading skills. And I tell students in there, if you do, it's just 2 assignments, takes about 25-30 minutes a day. So you do that for the entire semester, I guarantee you that you're going to increase your reading ability by 2 grade levels. Every student who has done that has increased. If you don't put forth the effort, you're not going to, improve. So that's one item. Second, there's a consequence. If you do not do this assessment, what it's going to tell me is where you are at in your ability to read. Now, in English 12, we read some pretty intense text. But if you are a less than great reader, I have some tips and tricks that I can share with you so that you can improve in the understanding of the material. But if I have no idea, I can't help you. I can't share those tips or tricks. I can't point you into that direction. So it's really important. But most important is that what it's telling me about you as a student. Yeah, life gets in the way, and like I said in my welcome video, there are days that are not going to be great. Family gets in the way, life gets in the way, work gets in the way, everything gets in the way. But if you make an effort, people are going to give you benefit of the doubt. Think about it. If you're close to passing the class and the semester ends, would you want Mr. L giving you the benefit of the doubt? Think about it. So that's how I base extra credit in the course, because when people ask for extra credit and they haven't done the work the first time, how am I going to know that they've done it twice? Shouldn't have to do material twice. Should get it done the first time. Give it your best shot. To me, when it's giving out A's and B's and C's and D's and F's, F doesn't necessarily mean you have failed. It means you don't understand it at this time. And as well, an A doesn't mean you're super and super intelligent. It means you understood the material at this time. It was your best effort. That's what it got you. Sometimes C's is the best effort a person can give. And that's all they can give. So let me know where I can help you. If I can help you to understand and improve, that's the whole key. I provide lots of resources to help you improve and increase your learning and your learning opportunities here at Minnesota Virtual. I look forward to working with you throughout the remainder of the year and throughout the remainder of your high school career. And throughout this time, you'll see a variety of different tools in our classes that will help you be successful. Because in the end, what I'd like to make certain is that you work smarter, not harder. Have yourselves a great day, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll look forward to hearing from you. See you soon.